Arabs MC Oluomo before discussing reconciliation. Atiku tackles Tinubu. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, dismissed Bola Tinubu's call for healing after a violent election as a height of hypocrisy. Recall that the president-elect Bola Tinubu had on Tuesday condemned the violence that marred the governorship and state assembly elections on Saturday, urging those affected to rise above their difference for national interest and unity. The former Lagos governor condemned the physical and verbal assaults committed against voters during the election, saying it was unacceptable and anti-ethical to democratic ethos. He further noted that the diversity and togetherness his government engendered in Lagos as well as plans to bring the national governance so that everyone with the strength and diversity can attain their full potential. But reacting in a statement to Niger News, Atiku Special Assistant on Public Communication Frank Shoibu commended the United States government for condemning the violent and ethnically challenged election in Lagos State. Atiku's aide described Tinubu's statement as an afterthought and hypocritical garbage. He said it was curious that Tinubu was talking about reconciliation after his main minors attacked Igbo voters in Lagos in order to give his party, the All Progressive Congress (APC), advantage during the governorship election. Shoibu said Tinubu had continued to protect transport hooligans, politicians, and even traditional leaders in Lagos who were seen on video threatening non-indigents. He said, and I quote, Tinubu's latest statement is laced with hypocrisy and lies. For a whole month, traditional leaders, transport hooligans, and politicians in his camp threatened non-indigents, but Tinubu kept mute. His lackey, MC Oluomo, who is a member of his presidential campaign council, was seen on video threatening Igbo people, but Tinubu said nothing. His campaign spokesman, Bayo Nanogan Femi Fanekade, went on social media to warn Igbo people against exercising their franchise, but Tinubu looked the other way. Traditional rulers imposed curfews and went about slaughtering goats and placing them in front of polling units, but Tinubu said nothing. A traditional ruler and council chairman in Gbara community, a Tiosa local government, summoned non-Indians to a meeting where they threatened non-Indians with eviction if they failed to vote for the All Progressive Congress, but Tinubu said nothing. Those invited by the police ignored the invitations because Tinubu was shielding them. On the day of election, many people who looked Igbo were beaten and prevented from voting, but Tinubu kept mute. Now that his party has stolen the election, he has found his voice and is preaching reconciliation. He should tell that to the Marines. If Tinubu is serious, he should ensure that all those found culpable are arrested and prosecuted. But he cannot do this because he is their godfather. Shoibu also described a statement by the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria condemning the violence meted out on the Igbo as a welcome development. He, however, said the United States ought to have gone further by mentioning the names of those found culpable and exposing the identities of those it will hit with visa restrictions. Article 8 added, we commend the United States and the European Union government for condemning the violence and intimidation that marred the governorship election, especially in Lagos, where Tinubu henchmen held the state to ransom. But the U.S. knows the identities of the perpetrators of violence and not to have mentioned their names. MC Oluomo is an American citizen. The United States must also go further by mentioning the names of others, including the traditional rulers in Lagos who were complicit. The United States has in the past openly condemned Vladimir Putin of Russia and others found wanting in other countries. This is not the time for political correctness. Those who will be slammed or visited by should be named and shamed. Shoibu mentioned that there could be no reconciliation without restitution. He said anything short of this would not heal any wounds. Atiku 8 further argued that Tinubu had shown from this electioneering that he had no plan to unite Nigeria, but was only after one thing, power and the resources of Nigeria. He said, Tinubu is only after power. Before he took over power, Lagos was known for its being an accommodating nature. The late Nnamdi Azikiwe built his political base and business empire in Lagos. Mbonu Ojike, born in Imo State, was the deputy mayor of Lagos in 1951. Many others from around the country beyond built businesses and political careers in Lagos unmolested. But on Bola Tinubu's watch, Lagos has become an intolerant state where non-indigents are openly beaten on election day and threatened with eviction if they don't vote for his party. Now he seeks reconciliation. What a joke! There will be no reconciliation until MC Oluomo and his minors who took part in nation threats and brutalizing people are diligently prosecuted. And I quite agree with Atiku, even though people are going to call them, oh, you're a sore loser, you're a bad loser, you're coming out to say this thing because you did not win the election. Come to think of it, I have also been talking about, and a lot of people have also been talking about how he has been quiet. This man has remained quiet. I mean, this intimidation did not start now. If you people remember, I started picking up these intimidations right even before the campaigns finished. How people were killed, how, and nobody was saying these things were not reported. They were not telling us, so they were investigating these issues. You understand? And then, all of a sudden, the election has come and gone. You don't want to front yourself like the good person who wants the unity of Nigeria. Hello, hello, hello. You came late. You came late. You are not interested in, I'm not like, after reading the speech, I said, no, this is looking like FFK. And that, I just, there's a very good chance it's looking like FFK, that this speech is not even from him. We are looking for somebody who is going to speak from his heart to us. One day, someone who will come, speak from his heart without looking at a paper. Sincerely, we need to connect with somebody who has empathy, not somebody who will be reading to us words that has no meaning to him. He just wants to come and fulfill all righteousness to read it out to us. To be very sincere with you. To be very sincere. And at the end of the day, the things he promised, he will not be able to do them. Why? Because it did not come from his mouth. He did not come from his heart. He's saying this thing, and he's not the one saying because he was written down for him, meaning he does not plan to do them. Those times where these things were hot, if you said what's it called? You said you did not hear. Do you know right after the presidential election, this threat became more. They started resounding the threats more. And you think this thing you will do in presidential, you will not do it. That time is when we would have come outside to say, hello, peace be still. Everybody who is going to come out to do this thing, this person should be picked up. If you come outside and intimidate, you will tell me if any Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. You understand? But he kept quiet. Now listen to this. I think it's mentally derailed. What's concerned Atiku with Oluomo? Atiku go and arrest the Boko Haram. Go and arrest the Boko Haram in bandits operating in the area. See what they say. I expected this to happen actually. What is the difference between Boko Haram and what is the difference between Boko Haram and you? Why do people need to heap the purported violence in Lagos and Tinubu? Because he did not speak up. Because he did not speak up. Not just Tinubu alone, the governor of Lagos State. These people did not speak. And after the election has been won, after the thugs have actually done what they wanted to do, they come out and they're claiming they want to unite. Come on now. Come on. Come on. All right. Why was an elected president first official to visit Waba Lagos crafty thief? Oh, my goodness. Making us stop this thing. But me, I'm saying something is really smoky. And the thing is, for goodness sake, can we have less written speeches? No. To me, it means more. It means you're speaking from your heart. It means that thing you are saying, it taught you. You come outside. Then if you now want to deceive yourself after saying that you did not say that, then it's up to you. All right, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for